Welcome to Tech Talk English.
Do you want to install Ubuntu in your PC? If you don't know where to begin, I'll show you step by step.
How to install Ubuntu?
Even if you have never installed an operating system before, by the end of this video, you will be able to install and run Ubuntu on your PC. Okay? But before we start, make sure you have a computer that supports 64-bit operating system, a USB flash drive with at least 8 GB of storage, a stable internet connection, then any important files backed up, especially if you are replacing an existing operating system. Next, let us see how to download Ubuntu. Search for Ubuntu official site, then come to first, then see the first search result, download Ubuntu. Click here. Here you can see the latest version of Ubuntu. Here LTS stands for long-term support. The best choice for most users because it receives support for several years. Okay, or updates for several years. There are 3 steps to install Ubuntu in a system, but the most easiest way is to create a bootable USB stick, that is a flash drive, using a flash drive as the installation media. Actually, this task is different from copying a file into the USB stick. Instead, use a specialized application to rewrite your USB stick with Ubuntu. Select an application depending on the system that you are currently using, that is, whether it is CD, whether it is directly from site, or whether it is using an ISO file, or any way. The easiest way is to use a bootable Ubuntu USB stick, that is a flash drive, USB flash drive. Okay, good. So let's see how can we create a bootable USB stick or a flash drive. See, with this bootable USB flash drive, you can install or upgrade Ubuntu. You can test the Ubuntu desktop experience without touching your PC configuration. You can boot into Ubuntu on a borrowed machine. Then use tools from USB stick to repair or fix the broken configuration. Or for all that, what you need is an 8 GB USB stick or larger size. Okay. But here, one thing is to remind you is that take a backup of your files on the USB stick because this process will overwrite and destroy all data stored in your flash drive. So take backup, otherwise all of your data will be lost. Secondly, you are reminded, don't download the ISO image directly to the USB stick. Take note where your browser saves the downloaded file. Normally it is saved into the directory called downloads, but don't download ISO image directly into the USB flash drive. Ubuntu desktop comes with the disk application by default. Before coming to disk application, insert USB stick. It appears in the sidebar. Select it here. Select the disk of your running system. Okay, here I am using the disk application. I am coming to the application menu. From the application menu, you can take system tools and navigate to preferences, and in preferences you can see the disk. See, there is your system hard disk. Be careful not to touch the hard disk. You can see your flash drive icon here. You can select this flash drive icon for installation. See, here I am installing Ubuntu 24.04 version. which you can have from site itself. Before starting the installation process, close all the applications that access files or folders on USB stick, including the file browser. See, in the disk window header, click drive options, that is the three dots. Click on the three dots, you will get a drop down menu. In that drop down menu, you can see restore disk image. Next to image to restore, select the downloaded Ubuntu image file. Then click start recording and confirm. Then the application asks you for password. That is compulsory. If you give password only, you can proceed. That is compulsory as a new person entering to your house. Of course, you must give permission to it. After giving permission, a progress bar appears. See, the disk is writing the image. When the progress bar finishes, click the eject disk option here. Then we have to use startup disk creator. It also is an application. Also, it is a part of the extended Ubuntu desktop installation. You can use it to write an Ubuntu image to a USB stick. Now let's see how to do it. For which, insert your USB disk. See, as I have already said, close all applications that access files or folders on USB stick, including the file browser. Close it all. Search your applications for startup disk creator. We can see how to do it. Go to the application menu. There select system tools. Then go to administration. From there you can have startup disk creator. Here you can see source disk image and disk to use. Select disk to use, that is the flash drive, and make startup disk. And confirm this is the correct USB device. Any data currently stored on this device will be destroyed, okay? So be careful. You can see the progress. When it finished, eject the disk that I have shown earlier. Now you can install Ubuntu using this USB stick because it is the installation media now. It has carried Ubuntu in it. Then let's see how to install it in your PC or laptop. Now we are going to boot from the USB flash drive. Listen the step carefully. Insert the USB stick into laptop or PC where you want to install Ubuntu. Then restart the computer. Then your system or device should recognize the installation media and launch the Ubuntu installer. See, if it doesn't launch, restart your computer again. This time, hold a key during the startup. On a PC or Windows computer, F12 is the most common key for bringing up the system boot menu. Escape, F12 and F10 are the common alternatives. If you are unsure, look for a brief message when your system starts. This often informs you which key to press to your startup disk manager shows the bootable devices connected to the machine. Your USB stick should appear as gold or yellow and be labeled EFI boot. Select it to proceed the standard Ubuntu boot menu. Okay. Then the Ubuntu desktop installer opens. You can follow the installer. First of all, you should choose your language. Then select any accessibility settings that you require. Accessibility that you customize Ubuntu to your needs before you set up. You can change them later in the settings app also. Next is to select your keyboard layout. That most probably that is English US. Then it is asking for network connection. See, the network connection is optional. If you can't connect, the Ubuntu installation will still work. Then here the installer gives you two choices to try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. If you click try Ubuntu, you can preview Ubuntu without making any changes to your PC. You can use the preview to test if your hardware works correctly with Ubuntu or not. You can then return to the installer menu at any time by clicking the install Ubuntu menu. To proceed with the installation, click install Ubuntu. See, here if you wanted to be guided step by step through the installation, you should select interactive installation. In the next window, default selection should be selected because we just want the essentials, web browser and basic utilities and so on. If you install all these applications later, if you have an internet connection, you can always install all these applications later. Okay, now it is asking how Ubuntu should be installed on the disk. If you'd like to be only operating system on your hard drive, select erase disk and install Ubuntu. This is the easiest option. Manual installation is intended for expert users. If you are the first users, you can select, of course, erase disk and install Ubuntu. If your device currently has another operating system installed, only you have to choose manual installation because you have to do partition and install the preferred partition. You also have the options to install Ubuntu alongside that system. You can choose that also. But being the beginners, of course, we should select erase disk and install Ubuntu. Here I have selected erase disk and install Ubuntu. If you select this option, Ubuntu takes up the entire disk space and the selected drive. If your PC has multiple hard drives, you can select where Ubuntu is installed. This option allows you to install Ubuntu alongside an existing OS as long as they each have their own drive. So ensure that you are selecting the right drive in this case. Next is encrypting your data. If you want to encrypt your data, you can enable disk encryption after you select erase and install Ubuntu option. Here I am selecting no encryption. See, in the next scene, enter your name and pick a name for your computer as it will appear on the network. Enter your username and a strong password. You can choose to log in automatically or require a password. If you use your device while traveling, it's recommended to keep require my password to log in. It should be enabled. To the option require my password to log in. It is for our safety also. Immediately after giving username and password, you will be directed to the time zone from a map screen. Ubuntu can detect your location automatically if you are connected to the internet. Or if you are not connected to the internet, you can select your location wherever it is. See, in the next window, that is ready to install window, you can see a summary of your installation configuration. This configuration you review you first, your setup before clicking install. If you proceed, Ubuntu begins the installation process. Sit and enjoy the installation process. After the installation finished, you can restart the system. Then click on your username and give password and open the window, open the system. I hope you understood the installation process and try to install this in your computer and enjoy using it without any threat from anywhere. If you like the video, please share the video, like the video Subscribe the video if you are seeing my channel first time. But before that, let me remind you, if at all any doubt, please comment me in the comment section. I am ready to clear it. Okay, thanks for watching. Till we see in the next video.